So this upload is basically things to think about that a lot of people don't normally think about. So I'm going to present a couple of things. There's the soul, there's the spirit, there's the heart, there's the mind, there's the flesh, there's angels, there's demons. All those things exist, and people aren't aware of it. They don't factor their life. You need to read the Holy Bible to understand it more clearly. Reading the Holy Bible with faith, believing, even though you don't see it because it's a biblical text that was written a long time ago, you have to believe in it to understand what I'm talking about. I'm just a believer with a channel, and I'm just pointing towards the Holy Bible, man. That's all I can do is, you know what, pick it up, read it for yourself, believe what you're reading, let it get into your heart through your mind by being self-aware of your decision making. Pay attention to your thoughts. Why are you thinking this way? Or is it an addiction? Is it something that's like tempting that you know you shouldn't do, but you're going to do it anyway, like Paul in chapter 7 of Romans talks about, and then he talks about it more going into Romans 8. The spiritual realm, the mind is a battlefield basically. You need to put God first daily, throw a, hey, what's going on, God? That's how I started when I first began my walk with faith. You just talk to God and create a relationship. It's like having a friend, it's like you talk to him, you talk to friends. It's the same concept, he's alive, it's real, he's real. So that's my advice, my 2 cents. See my channel description, I guess, or check out some of my uploads I have on my channel. There's not that many, but I'm just passing along what I've learned in my life, and I'm in my 50s now, so I hope it helps people find the Bible and decide to read it. When I first decided to read the Bible, it was because I was in my early 20s, and there were so many churches that exist to worship God in. I was like to myself thinking, why is there so many churches that like worship differently towards God? And then I started thinking, how come, all these churches are around before I was born? So, like, what's the whole concept here? And I picked up the Bible and I read it on my own by just putting it on the bed. Every night when I come home, the Bible would be on my bed, and I either would pick it up and read a couple verses or chapters, or I would remove it from my bed so I could actually just go to sleep. It took me probably a month or two to get through the Bible doing it that way, so it's easy to read. They also have Bible apps now that you can just listen to audibly if you like, but listening's different than reading because it doesn't get into you. It's nice to hear, but you got to be able to focus on it versus reading it where you're automatically focusing on what you're reading. Big difference I've noticed, because I've tried the Bible app, and I just read off my phone with a Bible app. Believing in faith is where this is my view. When you believe in faith, you're taking something that you don't know if it's true and saying it's true. Then once you start to read the Bible and you take it as a truth, then from there you start to believe. And then once you believe, then you act on it. And in the Bible, there's all kinds of ways that you're supposed to carry your cross and follow Him. It's a verse in the Bible. To me, that means deny yourself of free will in order to please God and obey and try to implement what's in the Bible on how to live a godly life. You're not saved through works, but through Jesus and faith, through hope and His grace. So, but it's a transformation that you go through, and when you go through the transformation, you end up changing your whole entire life without realizing it. And it's all about being self-aware of your mouth, your speech. That is, just as an example, just to start off, think how many times are you going to swear today if you swear? Every time you swear, catch yourself. That's being self-aware of yourself. Because what comes out of your mouth comes out of your heart. Why are all those swear words in your heart if you swear? I know it's 2025 and there's, words don't have meaning like they used to back in the 80s and stuff, but would you like swear and cuss at your parents? You know what I mean? Or is it just with your friends? I'm just giving a little example. Anyway, I've said enough. It's all my opinions and I'm sharing it. It's a thought. But yeah, Romans 7 and Romans 8 today. I'll copy them and put them in the description box so you can read it. It's pretty powerful. He mentions in the NIV version is the one I have about angels, demons, spirituality. Like I said, a lot of people don't understand spirituality and they live their lives not being spiritual. Reading the Word of God is spirit-fed words for your spirit, your soul. So anyway, now I'm done. Thanks.